That's so funny. You cut Tim's what's his name's off right there.
No, I didn't.
I had moved.
I didn't know that this
okay.
was that it narrows in.
You have to put that ugly man in there. Mush mouth.
He was taking photos with his mama,
and
he had no woman or nothing.
He's so funny because Tim Scott is his name. Tim Scott. Tim Scott. Mm-hmm. He be smiling up a storm, don't he? He's embraced it. Smile. He embraced it though. He's embraced it. He ain't got.
That's
no
how he can smile. He has nothing else to.
Talking about he's keeping his private life private.
Yeah, right. I bet you are.
Why would you keep your private life private and your donors are saying they want to see who you dating?
Yeah,
they want to see who he's dating because they don't believe he's dated anybody.
Exactly.
And they don't even believe that he's dating a woman.
And you're gonna be the commander in chief. We want to know everything. Your dog.
And to me, it doesn't matter. But he's a Republican candidate, and it's a lot of Republicans who wouldn't vote for him if they found out that if he was gay.
He's always, talking about Jesus is Lord and all of that stuff.
So he wouldn't be able to. He wouldn't be able to run under that party.
Oh well, we'll see.
But we'll see.
Okay.
All right. So the GOP candidates hit Trump back. And back Israel. They didn't really do nothing with Trump.
No. And Trump really does not have to be there. He is really in the lead.
I don't know why they keep talking about how he's not coming. Why would you come and be with those bozos?
I know. Well, just to prove what? What do you got to prove?
He's the head.
You're ahead. You don't even need to show your face. Your name right there. They could actually put a podium and put his name tag there, and he's still winning.
They should put what they should have done. Is right in the middle because the one that's leading always has the middle podium. They could have put a life-size cutout of him in the middle and all the little lines that he says, hit the button and he'll say those lines. And it would have been
Saturday Night Live. They could do that on Saturday Night Live.
You know what? They're
giving them some ideals.
Saturday Night Live, that's what
they can have a middle one with a spotlight on it. With his a cardboard cutout of him,
with just stuff he
with
says,
his hands up like this,
with little tiny hands,
and they can press a button, and it'll fit. It'll still be a mean comment, but it'll still fit what they talk.
And it doesn't matter. Whatever you question, he'll say the same. Whatever he wants to say, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
If they ask him, "What do you think about what's going on in Gaza and blank blank?" There was a story about this snake. And this man picked up this snake, and the snake was, sir, let me finish. There was a man who picked, is that all pre-recorded?
That'd be a good Saturday Night Live thing.
And then after Chris Christie says something, somebody hits the button, and he says, "Did you have a salad today, Christie?" And then Christie will come back and say something back to him. You know, like you missed any meals either. Quit talking about my waistline.
That would be a nice Saturday Night Live.
And then you'll push the button with Trump and he'll say, "But I'm not, the people don't hear me breathing in the microphone like you."
Or they can go totally opposite. They can have the cardboard cutout with a spotlight on him at the podium, and that's it. He don't say nothing.
Oh, he just smiling.
They got him doing this.
You're right.
And then they'll trail the polls, and his numbers
be going. It'd be a live poll from the audience. Who do you like so far tonight? He said nothing. The cardboard cutout.
That is, I'm just telling y'all, giving y'all some ideas. Saturday Night Live. Come on.
Well, the GOP candidates hit Trump. Two things they told Akumakana.
Ramaswamy.
And I will never say his name right. Because he doesn't believe that white supremacy. He doesn't believe white supremacy exists. He calls it a unicorn.
A unicorn.
So from this moment on, I vowed to never say his name right. So Akuma Matata, Akimakama, Ashumahami decided that he wanted to go back to being a little prick that he was.
Yes, he said someone's getting my number.
Because the last one he was nice.
Yes.
So they must have told him, you don't win. You gotta come out. You gotta stand out.
Trump would do.
Yeah,
you love Trump. You gotta be like
so
him.
This little jerk off, he decided that he wanted to ruffle some feathers last
night.
Family
on the stage too.
The little boy who didn't even want to stay up there. He kept trying to go back, and the mom was holding his shoulders hard. You know when your mom holds your shoulders hard? It's one of those like when we get off this stage.
I'm gonna tear you up in the back.
I wanted his son to do something so bad.
Yes.
Kick somebody or something. Run up and kick Tim Scott.
That would have been so
like
funny.
Moses. Remember Moses?
Yeah.
He kicked Pharaoh's son, kicked Moses.
And y'all know that was not in the Bible.
The stick. He kicked the stick of Moses or something.
Moses.
Did he kick Moses?
Yes. Because he father.
With his little thing hanging in his little hair. I wanted Kiwasami's son to do something like that.
Oh my God.
But anyway.
When he made the comment about Nikki's daughter, so she should have came
I'm paraphrasing. I'm gonna the last debate, because remember he was nice on the last debate, so he didn't attack her then.
Thank you.
On the last debate, Nikki Haley made a comment about me being on TikTok. Well, her daughter's on TikTok, so if you raised her the way you raised her, and then she turned around. Keep my daughter's name out of your voice.
She tried to do.
She wanted to say Will Smith.
Comment.
She wanted to say, you could tell she was thinking in her head what Will Smith said.
Yes.
But if she said it, it'll be perceived negative.
Yes.
So she changed the word mouth to voice.
That's what
you keep my daughter's name out of your voice.
And nobody said anything on The View. Sonny said she probably meant to say, keep my daughter's name out your mouth.
That's what she wanted to.
And like you're saying, I'm glad she didn't say that.
Exactly. Because they would have been talking about Will Smith.
We understood what she meant.
That's what she was saying.
Yeah.
And then she called him a name after that.
You do moron. What did she do?
No, she said jerk or something.
No, she didn't say creep.
It was something like that.
Ma, you don't remember what she called him?
Maybe it's in this article. Well, Wednesday marked the first time the presidential candidates gathered on a debate stage since the war broke out. So you knew they was going to talk about that for the whole time.
Yeah.
And I told you, didn't I tell you? I said before this that Nikki Haley is bloodthirsty. I told you that. Mm-hmm. She don't believe in no pauses, no nothing. Mm-hmm. She's I'm going to go in and I'm like flattening the whole land.
She like Reagan.
I said that's the only thing about her that I don't like.
And he made a comment about being funny about Cheney with 6 5-inch heels, 3-inch heels.
He called her Dick Cheney no, he said 2 of them have heels. He said and the second one, you didn't catch that? I told you he was a little prick. Kumakami was cracking on everybody. He was letting the jokes fly.
Oh my God, that's right. He was cracking on DeSantis.
DeSantis don't have his heels on there. Look at him.
Right.
Look at him in this picture.
He wore flats that day.
In this picture, he's not the same height as Kumakami.
Thank you.
But with his heels on, he is.
The same height as
They shamed this man. He's the shortest one on stage.
Yes,
they shamed this man out of wearing his
heels, his lifts. Aww.
And so when he said, I don't wear lifts, that's what he said. And he said he don't wear heels. Yeah. So when Kumakami said 2 people on this stage wearing heels.
3 inches. And she
he was talking about her.
If I'm running. Or something she said.
He was being very misogynistic.
Different than his last one.
Assuming that why she got to have on 3-inch heels.
And don't be saying a comment like that because women going to eat you up with that. What are you trying to say?
A lot of people did not like him talking about her daughter being on TikTok and about her parenting skills. Because a lot of people feel like, so if my kid is on TikTok or doing things that I don't approve of, are you trying to say I'm a bad parent? Wait till your little Pharaoh child grows up and see what happens with him.
No, you didn't say Pharaoh.
He's little now. He's little. Yeah, wait till he gets bigger.
Well, TikTok may be gone by then if they're doing away with it.
Well, the GOP's familiar foreign policy split, however, resurfaced when the exchanges veered into the war in Ukraine and possibility of China confronting Taiwan and how to handle Venezuela's oil market. Former United Nations Ambassador Nikki Haley, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, and former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie all sounded traditional GOP, backing military aid to Ukraine and calling for vastly increased investments in the military and linking all the global conflicts.
Okay.
So normal
response.
Now Vivek Kumakami tried to set himself apart, claiming the rest of the stage was part of a bipartisan foreign policy establishment. But he blundered into repeated disasters. That blundered into repeated disasters in foreign affairs. The longtime critic of aid to Ukraine he followed up his condemnation of anti-Semitism by calling that country's Jewish president a Nazi. He called the Ukraine president, Zelensky, whatever his name is.
Oh, really?
A Nazi. He made a mistake and said that. That's what he really feels. Tell us what you really feel, Kumakama.
Yeah, what's in your heart for real?
And remember, he said on the last debate, he didn't want to give any money to Israel.
Yeah.
But he got chunked down so much that he had to go, oh, wait a minute, I'm running Republican.
Yeah, you sounded like, what's the name that was censored or whatever they did with her.
I forgot I'm Republican.
You can't make no comments
the
like
Bible belt. Oh, I forgot. These people actually love Israel because the Bible talks about Israel. Oh, I forgot. I got to change what I was saying. So he basically changed up what he was saying.
Tracked on
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, stale man.
And they were in Florida, so they said he had a little pep that night. Because he was in Florida.
Oh, because he kept saying his place is in Florida. He was straddling the divide. At one point, he dodged a question about Ukraine and China by talking about boosting security on the southern border and suggested he deport immigrants from the Middle East. So he trying to sound like Trump. The candidates all talk, though, tough. But the party divided over the Ukraine war. I already told you what I feel about that. So what's the end game for that? So I
thought if they give it a time frame.
I'm still not for it.
Because after that time frame, if Russia's still doing what they're doing, then we got to let go.
We should have never mind, whatever. All of the candidates are trying, it's too late. All of the candidates are trying to overtake Trump, who is the dominant front runner. Now, they talked to DeSantis after the thing. And they pretty much asked him, why are you still in the race? Because the commentary lady was like, I'm trying to understand why y'all in the race. He actually feels like he's going to win. He says that as the race continues on, he feels that Trump's numbers are going to drop. And then he gave an example of, he feels the people they're polling are mega people who actually are out there and vocal and voting. He believes that 50% of the party, they don't even engage in any of those polls. And so that's the party that he said, that's who we're after. We're after the 50% and the independents.
But let's just say, for sake of argument, he's right. He ain't gonna win still. I mean, it'll be a strong Nikki Haley probably before him.
Right.
I like Nikki Haley because we know Ramaswamy with the comments that he's been making about women wearing heels and her daughter and mothers and whatever. They don't like him. And people are listening to Nikki more and more when it comes to foreign affairs, even though she's a little rough like Reagan. And she's a little bit like Cheney. So she is a female Cheney in some ways, but she knows I like when here's the thing, because I know Sonny don't like her. She flip-flops and all that, whatever she claims.
I don't think she
I don't care. And I love when Sarah says, we may not like everything about her, but she's better than Trump. Come on now. And people need to get off of that high horse about, I don't like her. She's not good either. Oh, so you rather have Trump. Shut up and have several seats. But I like when she does say, Congress is not going to vote on that. We don't have the numbers in the House. We have to meet each other halfway. That's why she does the abortion thing, the pro-life, pro-choice. I want to meet halfway. I'm not going to get votes for pro-lifers.
I'm being realistic.
Yes. And I like when she does say that. She's the only one that does say that. So I don't know. She has an edge over him. So far, even the negative stuff about her, so what?
Right.
They all have negative things about him.
But the one thing about her, when he said Cheney, when Kumakama said Cheney in 3-inch heels,
Ramaswamy,
he just made her more appealing to Republicans.
Thank you.
Because they like that. They feel more safe with that. Because here's the thing. When you think of like Ronald Reagan and all of them, even though, again, I don't like the whole go in there, because later on what you do is you breed people who hate America. That's what you do.
Yeah, our
foreign affairs
opinions of us is.
But the other side of that is you do start to get people who are afraid but do you want people to fear you because they're afraid of you, or do you want them to fear you because they know that you're fair, but if you have to, you will fight and you will fight hard? I'd rather have the second than just be afraid of me. Because that case, they gonna still attack you. They just go out in a in a flame of glory.
Like if that first scenario sounds more like Russia.
Yeah, it's like China, Russia. Yes, I don't want
very afraid.
Don't be afraid like you are a Putin. I don't want that type of afraid.
Yeah, but we're not gonna come bully you if you mess with us.
I'd rather be like China. Like you don't want to mess with them. But they ain't trying to mess with nobody.
Thank you.
If you mess with me, we gonna end you.
And popping. That's why they took their panda bears back.
I'm telling you what they getting ready to
do. They ended the contract with us.
You said you
much
saw
earlier.
Later on after our show yesterday.
They had it on the news.
I told y'all, didn't I?
Biden is supposed to be visiting China somewhere.
You know what? I'm tired of 5 people being in this room listening to us. I know what I'm talking about when I say this stuff. And usually I say stuff and then months later or 3 days or 4 days later, it comes to pass or the world moves in what I say.
Yeah.
I told y'all yesterday when the China was taking them pandas back.
Now we had them.
Why are you taking pandas back?
15 years. We had a contract to have the pandas here in our country. The contract ends in December. They ended it early. And people are speculating, why are you taking a panda?
Now all of a sudden, Biden is going to China and they're starting to look. I told y'all, when people start when you're in a relationship
and you start seeing things missing in the house,
and the person not there all the time, and they telling you,
I'm about to leave.
I'm leaving.
I am out of here.
Hey, honey, where's that crystal your mom gave you?
I was looking for that.
Oh, no, I'm getting it clean.
Yeah. You got an excuse for every piece that leaves the house, including clothes, which she or he may not see, because you got them in the back.
Things start disappearing a little bit at a time.
And then that last day, boom, shakalaka.
So that's what the pandas, I told you that's what they was doing.
Yeah, people are speculating.
All right, so anyway, Ramaswamy, they said he got his little digs in on her. We already talked about the 3-inch heels, and then he said 1 point he called her and DeSantis Cheney and 3-inch heels. I told you he was cracking on
he was a little bad tonight.
DeSantis
last night. He wasn't like that than the other.
And then a reference to controversial former Vice President Dick Cheney and his daughter Liz, a congresswoman, excommunicated from the GOP for her criticism of Trump. But it was halfway through the debate after Haley said she responded to Kumakama Diggs that then answers a question about banning TikTok. Ramaswamy made his most shocking attack. I told you, people didn't like that. Her own daughter was using the app for a long time, so you might want to take care of your daughter first. That's what he said. And she said, leave my daughter out of your voice. She replied, you're just scum.
Scum. That's what she said. That's the word, scum. I couldn't think of what word she called him.
You notice his hair wasn't as high last night.
Right.
He had the old high hairstyle the other night. Somebody must have told him, dude, don't do that.
And we know our friend, Tim Scott, Mushmouth, made the comment again. Well, I grew up in a household. My mother was a single parent, and
he always has to talk about his mom being a single parent.
And she was all on the stage with pictures with him.
He always has to talk about nobody gives me a handout. Earn what you make. All digs at black people.
Yeah.
All digs at what conservative Republican people say about black people. You're lazy. You eat off the government. You need to learn how to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. You need to quit crime, quit robbing everybody. You guys are not intelligent enough to have conversations at the big table. You're still at the little table on Thanksgiving. And he gets up with his mush mouth, bald head, ugly self, and he wants to ensure all these white people, you're safe with me. I'm a safe Negro. But I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. I grew up with a single mom. So I'm just like Jamal.
The average black boy.
And I didn't go out and rob people, and I didn't end up on food stamps, and I pulled myself up by my own bootstraps.
Look where I'm at now.
I have no girlfriend. I'm in the closet, allegedly, and none of you know about it.
Mama's laughing.
So your son could be just like me. Okay. That's why he can't, if he is, because he's the good black guy who made it.
The numbers are so low for them. Why don't they just drop off?
He won't.
Oh, okay.
I told you he's raising money for when he runs for
senator,
other
offices.
Yeah.
That's true, because this is a platform for them. For
yes.
any other offices they do run for.
Republicans, nobody had an answer for abortion. Nikki Haley probably was the only one.
The terms.
She was the only woman on stage who tried to give her party a path forward.
I did agree with what Fred Flintstone. What he said. He did hint towards, and I don't want to say hint, but he did say whatever the people vote for.
He said what Haley said.
What the people, if the people in your state, in your cities, or whatever, they want pro-choice.
Whatever your state says,
they're voting.
Right.
And I kind of see where he's going with that, because you are representing the people.
Right.
And I'm sorry, most of the people in your state are pro-choice.
Right. Or that voted.
And let's meet you halfway. Hey, Nikki is saying, okay, if you got to do pro-choice, can we do a 15-month term, 15-week term, or
something?
Only for these reasons.
Yeah.
I'll work with you half on.
She
half
says,
and half on
I don't judge anyone for being pro-choice, and I don't want them to judge me for being pro-life.
Thank you.
Suggesting that she respected the decision of the states to protect abortion rights, even if she didn't agree with them. So there you go. She said she made clear that the next Republican president would not be able to deliver on all these promises that they're giving you on stage tonight.
Thank you.
She's being realistic.
We can't give you all the points, like the strike we just talked about.
You're not going to get everything.
They didn't get every box checked, but they got majority of it.
She said, can we come to the table and at least talk about how to save babies? Now, I agree with you said, Fred Flintstone, Chris Christie. Mm-hmm. He was kind of reiterating what Mushmouth said. Yeah. It's not about the life when it's inside the baby, but when it comes out, follow the life all the way. Be pro-life to the tomb.
The womb to the tomb.
To the tomb.
And they don't do that.
Yeah.
Have that baby. That baby, where the rights for that baby. Go ahead. You're strong. You can do it. If you want to give the baby up, whatever, have it. Don't destroy it. And then when the girl has the baby, they leave.
Right.
See ya.
Haley's message might be popular among some suburban women, a group of the GOP has struggled with during recent elections, but it's decidedly out of step with many activists that make up the Republican base. Still, her answer Wednesday night is a reminder why some Democratic officials fear her as a possible Biden opponent more than any other candidate.
Yes.
I told y'all that. The only person on that stage last night who can beat Biden if Trump is out is Nikki Haley.
Yep.
She's the only one.
Yep.
The Republicans are back her, number one, because she's Republican. Mm-hmm. She'd be the first female
president on any side.
She worked in Trump's administration. Mm-hmm. She's hard on foreign affairs. But she also understands these people because she's worked with them as a foreign affairs person.
Right.
She's more understanding of how the government works.
Yes.
Which means she will wheel and deal in the House and in the Senate.
Thank you.
Knowing that I might have to give you something for you to give me something.
That's negotiating. You okay, if we can't have this, can we have this?
Yes.
And then, okay, you can have this.
Yes.
That's what it's all about in this country.
And something that Biden doesn't know how to do.
We don't need no...
And something that the current House and the Senate, that's why they're all over the place. They don't have no leadership.
And then you're trying to, like Trumpsters, they want a dictator.
Exactly.
Tell us what you want.
If Nikki Haley was president, she'd shut Marjorie Taylor Greene down and all of them.
Thank you.
They'll be called to her office.
Sides.
They would be called to her office.
Yeah.
Gates and Nikki Haley, not Nikki Haley, Marjorie Taylor Greene, all of them would be called to the White House.
Jim Jordan.
She would have all of them in the White House and talk to them and say, you are destroying this party. Now you better pull back and shut up. And understand that the race is not given to the swift, but to the strong and the one that endures until the end. Sometimes you got to give up a little medium things because the big prize is at the end, you big dodo words. But Biden doesn't know how to do that.
No, well. Oh, well.
And when he did, he's so old, he told on himself. He called McCarthy in when he was the over the House Speaker and had a secret meeting with them. Then when the media talked to him the next day, he slipped out and said he had a meeting with McCarthy.
And I think where people are a little nervous, I think whoever said it yesterday about his age.
His age.
If his age and his mind is not sharp, that's a problem. If you forget things.
And McCarthy
was supposed to say
the
that.
Republicans, let's say he had a what?
See,
and they got rid of him.
He wasn't supposed to say that secret meeting.
They said you're not supposed to be having no secret willing and dealing without us knowing about it.
But if his age is making him do this, and we're really concerned now.
Thank you.
Okay.
So again, I told you I like Nikki Haley, so
yeah,
I'm still looking at stuff about her, and I'll still
check her out.
I'll still, you know,
Social Security, medical, Medicare. I mean, all of our medical, what do you call it? All of that.
Yeah.
Where she stand on that.
Yep. All right. So this thing isn't updated. So I got to read from here.
It's not.
It says, see, this is where I got. It's not
refreshing.
So I got to read from here. Unless you want to read. It says, hey, ladies, Christopher's clapping. Emerald says, I miss all my shows. So happy this is, that's the strike.
Hey,
Wendy saying, hey, girls. Hey. Everybody's saying hi.
Yeah, over. You're right, Wendy. We talked about that earlier.
The strike. The strike is over. Wendy saying hi to everybody. What's this?
She said
Kemosabe. Yeah, his name is not his name
Kim
anymore.
Don't say his real name. I have to say it.
What's this? Remy. Christopher
Rami
says
Haku
Hamahuma.
Oh, I don't know.
And then Mushmouth. Christopher laughing at Mushmouth.
Yeah,
he's Mushmouth.
He looks like that character on Bill Cosby, the Cosby Kids.
Yes.
With the hat over his face and his eyes is out and his teeth look like that.
Yes. And I wouldn't talk about him if he wasn't acting so stupid.
Because you used to like him.
I used to like Tim Scott.
What he stood for and everything.
Well, the real Tim Scott. See, everybody's fake. Everybody's fake. Somebody has said Ivanka, because we're talking about Ivanka. That's the brains.
Yeah.
Ivanka, she has to go on record now to say that she's pro-life. She's been pro-choice her whole life. But because she's into her father was running for Republican, she had to switch her stance. And Trump is pro.
You said Howard Stern, who was good friends with him.
Everybody who knows Trump is pro-choice.
Yeah, he's Republican views,
but he has to say that
Democratic views.
He has to say that because his base is not. Yeah. And I told you, in a way, I kind of understand when we was talking about the other day when I said a true pro-lifer. Yeah, wouldn't agree with Nikki Haley.
No terms.
But there's no
But
terms.
no. Get this. I do understand what you're saying, but I understood what she's saying.
Oh, I understand what she's saying.
She's probably like, I am pro-life to the fullest.
Right.
But I'll work with you guys who are pro-choice.
No.
And say a term.
No.
For mom being her health and situation or for any violations.
There's people on both sides that are extreme. They're people,
not going to get any numbers when they're extreme.
There are people who are pro-choice who are extreme. Under any circumstance, you do not have the right to tell me what to do with my body. I don't care about how many weeks, how many months, how many, whatever.
I know, I was just saying.
Then there's people on the other side that's pro-life that are extreme. There is no 15 weeks, 16 weeks. Murder is murder.
But I think the bottom line is, it's kind of like what Sonny keeps saying on the show and what Whoopi keeps saying on The View. Whatever extreme you feel, let me make the decision on my own. It's about me making the decision.
Right.
Like, I am definitely pro-choice.
I think that's what.
But I am not pro-abortion.
But
I wouldn't want to do one.
Right.
And I understand life and the seed and God knew us before we was in our mom's womb.
Right.
I am truly that. But can I make that decision myself?
Oh, now I see what I did. Okay.
Myself.
So I don't know.
That's where it's about choice. And I think a lot of pro-choice people say, just give me the choice. Right. Don't assume I'm going to have an abortion. I may not have one.
I have a question to ask the people that pro-life. If they had a daughter that was
the R word,
and she got armed,
right? A lot of them would still want her to
ever carry 9 months.
Yeah, they will. Real pro-life people.
Real pro-life people. Yes. Even as a child, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. They said extreme.
Extreme.
Mom's health situation.
It doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
Yep.
And I don't think they understand. I know you're trying to advocate for the baby.
Right.
We're doing it for the baby. I'm saying, can we not trust God that hopefully your talks with the woman or the young lady will she would make that decision not to destroy it?
All right.
But I'm just saying, that's all. It's about choice.
Yeah.
God gave us the choice. He said, choose you this day whom you will make. Thank you, Lord, for even letting us choose. Why can't you let a woman choose with her doctor and her husband or whoever? Thank you, Lord, for that choice. We can choose you. Oh, go ahead.
All right. So that would be
I had
the
to
thing.
slip that in because we didn't talk about it other time.
That would be the thing that would be the demise of
Nikki Haley. Yeah.
Is that they won't vote for her because of that.
What the other ones I thought believe in term. I thought Fred Flintstone.
Well, no, he's not even in the race. It's DeSantis who believes in nothing.
Oh, okay. No terms.
Okay. Fentanyl